Okay, hello everyone. So if you are an independent optometry business owner and you want to grow your practice through better online marketing or a conversion optimized website, then stick around because I think this video is for you. So my name is Paul Salloway and I'm the owner and lead web strategist of Optics Digital Marketing. So we're a digital marketing agency in Australia. We work with independent optometrists. And I'm making this video because I'd like to share with you the case study of a recent website relaunch, which we did for the dry eye directory. And I have with me today the owner of the dry eye directory, Dr. Lee Plowman. So hi, Lee.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks for joining me. So I guess to kick us off, could you just tell everyone a bit about yourself, like who are you? What's your background?
Yeah, I'm an independent optometrist and I work out in about 2 hours west of Melbourne. I see general patients, but also have a keen interest in dry eyes. And I created the dry eye directory to help patients to be able to find a dry eye specialist near them. The goal was to be able to really educate patients so that they understood their condition and then help them to connect with a dry eye specialist. And also, if they're wanting to travel around Australia, if they needed dry eye treatments or they're moving into a new area, then the dry eye directory was a place where they could
Mm,
find someone near them.
mm. And it's not just for practitioners in Australia, is it? The directory it has listings for dry eye practitioners all around the world, United States, Canada, UK, even other parts of the world. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. Dry eyes growing in prevalence worldwide,
Yeah,
and keen for this to be a resource for people, no matter what country they're in, to be able to find a practitioner near them.
that's right. Yeah. Okay. And so like, how did you start the dry eye directory itself? Like, when did you start it? How did you create it? Can you just talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, dry eye directory. It's been something that it's been in the back of my mind for a while, and so dry eye directory launched in 2019. And it started with a few practices joining the directory, and since then we've been able to add practices from Australia, but also around the world.
Hmm. Okay. And through that directory, you also use that as a vehicle for promoting some of the products which you sell through your online store. Is that right?
Yeah, the online stores are a list of products that I have personally used and recommend.
Mm,
And yeah, it's a way of helping people to be able to, maybe they can't access the care that they need close by. It's a way that they can hop online, grab the products,
mm.
and start using something that can give them relief.
Right. Yeah. So there's a couple of like objectives, I guess, in the site itself. Okay, so around 2019, then you started it, and I guess you created that yourself. It's a WordPress based site, isn't it? So, um, why did you talk to me, and why did you contact Optics Digital Marketing about doing a relaunch? What was the sort of motivation there?
One of the key factors was my wife. she said, she said, your site needs to be professional. It's okay, but it needs to be more professional. So my wife was a keen driver for me.
Right.
Uh, and so I really wanted to be able to update the website, have it have it look professional, and meeting up with some of the other, having a consistent style, and that it could be equivalent to some other health related popular
Mm,
websites. So
mm,
really to boost that image of the website.
yeah. Yeah, it's like the old saying, isn't it? You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And I think that um, a lot of people, if they come to your website and it doesn't quite look professional, then it sort of, for a lot of people, it gives them pause about whether they want to sort of investigate further into what you're offering. So yeah, so I think that is one of the key benefits of having a professional looking website is, it's more likely to engage people when they come, and they're less likely to bounce away. So what were the specific goals that you had in mind for your website after we went through, or after we relaunched it for you? Like, what are some of the outcomes that you wanted to see delivered from that relaunch exercise?
Working with Optics Digital Marketing and Paul, I've really found that Paul took a step back to really look at my goals for the website. He helped me to think, how can we what are the key things we need to look at to try and have this big successful launch. And for me, some of these goals were attracting more subscribers for my email newsletter, both through a quiz, pop up on the website, and questionnaires, and also growing traffic to the online store as well. So yeah, Paul really helped me to think about, these are the things that we need to be able to move, and it really made the process really focused on growing these areas.
Yeah, I remember that when we talked about it, you said you were hoping to sort of improve your SEO game somewhat. In particular, get sort of the engagement level with your site a little higher, so that people stay longer on the page. They spend more time on your site. And like on your website, you do have a lot of great content on there. Like I'm so impressed with the amount of work that you've put into that. But I think that in the beginning, it wasn't necessarily easy to access a lot of that, though. So I think one of the things we did was we reorganized a lot of your content into a knowledge base. So now somebody comes to the site, it's quite easy for them to navigate to all that excellent content and get access to it right away. So I guess that was one of the goals as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, the knowledge base has been fantastic. I've been so thrilled to have the knowledge base on the website now, and yeah, I really appreciate you for adding this into the website. It's been awesome to show people that these are some of a way to find more information on the website, find it easily, all in one place. Being able to collect all this work that I put into writing the articles, creating those, and yeah, so having that reorganized. I've gone from having a web page with maybe 5 links in the header, and making it, and people couldn't discover any other articles, through to having a knowledge base, which is so much more effective.
Right. Well, so just to jog your memory, we went through, when we started working together, we went through a process. So this is a 6-step process that I use with any client when we're doing a relaunch or a custom design. And the first of the 6 steps was we had a lot of discussions in the beginning, didn't we, about like, what is your brand strategy? So what are your targets? What do you want to get out of this site? So that's what we kind of covered a little bit just there. So I think it's so important to get those targets clarified in the beginning, because that's sort of like the compass for everything that we do from that point. Then the second thing we did was to map out your sitemap. So diagrammatically, what are all the pages on the site? And I think this is really quite important when we're doing a relaunch, because if you do a relaunch and you change too many things, that can have an adverse impact on your SEO, at least temporarily, hopefully. But so I think when we're doing a relaunch, it's very important to try and keep a lot of things as consistent as you can. So things like the URL, the title tags, the meta descriptions, all that sort of thing. So we put some time into making sure that there was no sort of negative SEO impact on doing the relaunch. Next thing that we went through was a UX map process. So we talked about, like, if somebody comes to your website, somebody comes to the home page, like where can they go from that point? What do we want them to do? Do we want to emphasize like your online store? Do we want to emphasize the directory? Do we want to emphasize the quiz? All of these things, and really have it clear what the user experience is going to be. And after that, we moved on to the UI stage, user interface. And that's where we, if you recall, we talked about brand colors in the beginning. And I asked you to, suggest to me some sites that you like. We looked at a few of those. I think in the end we came up with our own brand colors based on brand like color psychology. And I think the colors that we used are sort of, I think to me they resonate with any kind of site that is in the medical space. We talked about fonts, and we were using a font on your site called Ubuntu, which is it's a free Google font. Now, with a lot of fonts, they're not free. You have to pay for them. But Google, in their kindness, they give us like over 100 free ones, and I think that's that font that we chose, I think, is quite common. I found through my own research across many medical industry sites, and I think part of the reason is it has a kind of like modern feel to it. I know that when we're talking about fonts, a lot of it's very subjective. There's no right or wrong answer here, but I think it's a kind of modern but professional looking font, which is kind of like, that's what you want to, that's the tone you want to set, isn't it? And so, and having done all that, we did a mock-up in using an online design tool. And so Lee, you got a chance to see how it was going to look on the page, on the desktop, on mobile. And I think a lot of web designers don't actually do that step these days. They just kind of jump straight into building the website, which I think is kind of a mistake, because if you went to an architect and asked them to start building you a house, you'd want to see a design first, I'm sure. So it just saves everyone a lot of unhappy moments if you get that design sort of agreed in the beginning. So we did that, and then we went through the process of optimizing it for mobile, because if that's where most of the traffic is these days, isn't it, on mobile devices. And the last step we went through was just performance enhancements, making sure it loads quickly. We got you set up on in your hosting, and then launched. So that was the 6 steps that we went through. And so we launched. How long is it? A couple of weeks ago now? 2-3 weeks ago?
About 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Time flies, yeah. So how do you feel about the outcomes from that exercise?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been really pleased with. We've had more visitors to the website, even in those 3 weeks. The traffic's been steadily climbing. Also, the time that people spend on the website is good too, and that's showing that the knowledge base is really coming into play. That people are exploring the knowledge base, and we've been attracting newsletter subscribers, quiz subscribers, and attracting more people to the online store as well. So I've been really thrilled with the results so far.
Wonderful. Good to hear. All right, Lee. Well, if there are any practitioners out there, dry eye experienced eye care professionals who would like to get listed on your directory, they can go to your website, and there's a sign up form. There's a link in the footer they can use to get listed. So why do you think dry eye professionals should do that? Like, why would you encourage anyone who's watching this video and they are a dry eye professional to sign on?
There's dry eyes tripled in the last 10 years, and people are really searching for answers. They want to find relief for their eyes. And if you can look after them with their dry eyes, then perhaps you might even be able to look after them in bigger ways, like taking over their care of refractive and contact lenses, other modalities as well. So dry eye, it's another string in your bow, and
Mm.
it helps you to have more patients who feel satisfied.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Lee. And if you'd like to get in contact with Lee, you can do it through through his website, dryidirectory.com. And you're on LinkedIn as well, aren't you, Lee?
Yes, yep. Find me on LinkedIn
Okay.
as well.
Good. Good.
Yeah, and I really encourage you to. Paul's been fantastic to work with. He's been um, talking me through each step of the process, and I've been really thrilled with the results. I feel like if you want to upgrade your website to a professional looking website, make a good first impression. If you want to drive more phone calls and online appointments, if you want to make your website a hub of really good information and really put your best foot forward as an independent, I'd highly recommend Paul Salway from Optics Digital.
All right. All right. Well, thanks, Lee. Thanks very much.
Thanks so
Thanks
much,
for your
Paul.
time. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Paul.